Hello, welcome to this tiny house junk journal notebook tutorial. I'm Marsha and welcome to Markets of Sunshine. Now, I've made some cute little tiny house tag journals before, but these were just cute little tuck spots that you could add or give as a gift by themselves or put it in a journal in a pocket. That's what I made them for. But this little cute tiny house junk journal notepad is going to be actually filled with papers. So I just wanted to show you the style that I made before. So it was a tri-fold that I cut out of a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock and then decorated each panel and either put a cute little envelope, put a pocket, and put some little ephemera tags in it. So I did just the middle section was just decorated cute and different, and the front cover, of course, was just a lot of fun. So I just wanted to show you these two styles. Again, a pocket here, just a pretty embellishment there, cute little envelope here, one on the other side, a writing spot. Okay, so now I wanted to make something different with our tags. So instead of a tag just being put into a pocket, let's make it into a little mini junk journal notepad. So I'm going to set these aside. So the supplies you're going to need for this project to make our little tiny house junk journal notepad will be some little tiny tags. And now these tags can be digital papers, you can make them out of cardstock, you can make them out of magazine pages. So whatever book pages, whatever you want to make them out of, that's completely up to you. This happens to be a digital paper that I bought from Nazzie's shop, and I just love the vintage hanky look, and the colors just speaks to me. That's just something that I really, really love and resonates with me. But I could also do the same thing with my daughter's artwork digital paper that I've made, and it's available in my Etsy shop. And I could take that and make tags out of it and also have a beautiful mini journal out of that. So here's one I've already printed onto cardstock, and I could just cut and make a tag out of this. I also printed out on the 8.5 by 11 sheet. And then what I like to do to give my copy paper or book pages or magazine pages, even the scrapbook paper, durability like it would be if it was a piece of cardstock, is I like to laminate the top side, and then the back side is whatever, this was a magazine, so you can still see the printing that was on the back, but this side is laminated, so now it gives it durability. It's like a plastic coating that's been put on there. I did the same thing with a vintage children's book that was very brittle and patinaed, and so I glued this onto a piece of cardstock, and then I laminated just this side, so now this is still able to be used. So I'm going to take, and we're going to make a little mini tiny house junk journal notepad out of these storybook pages. And I want to try to get two that are similar. Okay, these two are similar size. This one I had cut a little bit more narrow. And so I have already put a cardstock backing on them. So this is just to give them durability. And just to show you how fragile these pages were, this is the book that I have, Little Golden Book Mother Goose, that I took them from. Look at how patinaed the colors are. And now here's a piece here. Look at this. When you fold it, it just immediately is brittle, and it breaks really easily. So I was thinking and thinking and thinking, this is, excuse me, 1957. And obviously this got a lot of love because I've never seen one be so brittle before. that are, because I have some that are even older than this that are not like this. So I don't know if they changed the paper they were using after this, or this particular year they went to a different paper type and that's why they were so brittle. I don't know. But what I want it to do is scan the pages, and then I will laminate the page that I want to use and just the one side and leave the other side available. But I'm going to scan front and back first of the whole book, and I'm going to have to really be very careful. I'll get a sharp razor, like what do they call those, X-Acto knife type of a thing, because when I've torn them you can see it was always tearing out with a jagged edge, and it's going to get shorter and shorter. And I don't want that to happen, so I'll get like a straight edge or something. But to protect your fragile pages like this, or magazine pages, or maybe it's an old wallpaper sample piece, and those can be very, very brittle. Old letters, documents, ledger paper, whatever it is, scan them, and then if you want to just keep your originals in a plastic clear sleeve to protect it. But if you laminate one side, that will secure the document, the paper, whatever it is, and then it won't deteriorate any further. So I've done that with some of the digitals. I've already cut out everything else, but I just wanted to show you. So this is an easy method. You will need a laminator to do this, but I just wanted to show you, it's such a wonderful way to embellish and preserve and to turn plain old copy paper, thin paper, scrapbook paper into something really gorgeous. I wish you could feel the difference between the brittle book page and now this beautiful protected plastic coated paper. So I'm trying to turn it so you can just see there's, just like it gives it texture. This is also, I use matte laminating paper that sleeves that I buy off of Amazon, and I bought in I think it was a pack of 100 for a really good price. The glossy I buy at Walmart, and I look for a coupon and when it's on sale. But what I wanted to do is just to cut around the edge. These two were the identical that I just sandwiched back to back. And you just want to cut close to that white edge of the paper to release the laminate. And then you put 2 pieces of plain copy paper between your front and back images, and then that prevents the image from being laminated on the back or being stuck to the other image, and then the paper in the middle will just release. So here you see are the 2 pieces of copy paper that I used, and then here's the 2 digitals that I printed out onto copy paper. So now it just has a beautiful durability and a really nice quality. I mean, this cannot be, it's just, if you spilled water on it, it's not going to hurt it. So it's just beautiful. I love this. And obviously you wouldn't want to leave it sitting on it, but you know what I'm saying. So it would wipe off very nice. And then it's just the plain paper on the back, which allows you to be able to glue it and do whatever you want to with it. So I just wanted to show you that. I'm going to set that aside. And I went through a magazine, one of the Mary Jane's Farm back issues, and I found some beautiful images. So I did the same thing with this. Actually, this is the side. Choose to see the good stuff. So I just love these. So this is the laminated side. So, but let's get busy in making this tiny house junk journal notepad. Alright, so we're going to do this one a little bit differently than what we would normally do, but it's something easy that everybody is going to be able to do. So let's start with this one, and I'll set these aside for a moment. Alright, so now we're going to make a notepad, and we're going to just cut the copy papers. All you need is copy paper. So we're going to cut the copy paper and we're going to stack it up, and however many pages you want your notepad to be, we're going to, how many pages you want to cut, and then we're going to glue one edge, so like when you buy those notepads at the store and you just can tear the page off very easily, that's what we're going to do. So you can pretty much line this up closer than you would if it was a signature or the style that you've seen me do when I staple, or even if I do a signature. So, and if I need to shorten it here, that's fine. Trying to think if I have one of my other ones here that I can show you what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So basically what, usually you want to go in about 1/4 of an inch all the way around, because once you fold it, if you had a piece that you were going to fold in the middle, it's going to expand, and then, you're going to have to trim it down. So we always go 1/4 inch in, and then that prevents that. But in this particular case, this isn't going to be folded, it's just going to be stacked up on top of each other. So therefore, all we need to do is come in about 1/4 of an inch, and then see, just that little wee bit, because I don't want it to be sticking out the side, if I'm making any sense at all. All right, now we're going to take, and I'm going to use a clothespin on that end, and then one of the little clamps on the side. You really want to hold your papers secure. And then I'm just going to take my scissor, which is a very sharp, you want a very sharp pair, and I'm coming in. I don't even think I can cut through this many. I think I have 7 or 8 here. There we go. I must have about 20 because it was not cutting at all. And the reason why you want to put the clamps, because when you trim it like this, you're going to get an uneven edge. So you can see right there. But I will straighten this up with my cutting mat. Okay, so then see if I can get. Clothespin out of the way. Sorry for dropping those so loudly. I was watching one of the videos and I said, I gotta lay those scissors down a lot lighter. I'm always like, feels like I'm throwing them on the table, and I don't mean to do that, so I apologize for that. It bothered me. I don't know if it bothered anybody else or if anybody else ever noticed it, but now that I'm pointing it out to you. Okay, so now we're gonna come over here. Bring the cutting mat to me, remove that, and I know I can only cut about 5, because if you watched my video about the different cutting tools and then how many you can cut at a time, this is going to be a little bit tricky. So 5 was the maximum amount that I was able to cut. So let's see. I'm going to have to get this over to that edge. There we go. to my tag. Where did it go underneath this pile? Put my clothespin back on that. Yeah. Okay. All right, so now what I want to do is to take this tag up here and just use it as my guide for cutting off this side. There we go. Okay, so now we have the papers, and I can see that one is not for some reason. Okay, that's better. All right, so now that will be the front cover, and then I will line this up, and then now you can see there's like about a 1/8 of an inch all the way around, and I'll just trim it a little bit at the bottom. So I'm just going to cut as many of these pages that I want for my little notepad. And again, holding them in place with the clamp. Now I can cut it down. Okay, so now there you go. So I have a nice little start here, and I just want to do a little bit more. I really think this is a cute idea, and I like this, but and these are perfect, you know, these are so cute as gift ideas, and they're so easy to make. And we're going to put the covers now, on the front and back covers, we're going to put those on a little differently. So don't just run away and think that that's the end of it, because I want to show you how I am going to make the cover. I want to get 5 at a time because I know that I can cut that many. That's got a little cut already. I don't want that end. Okay, I'm just going to attach it to there. Attach it here. Okay. And I'm going to get my scissors. Just like that, quick like a bunny. Just added another 5. So just keep doing that until you have added the amount of pages that you want to add. If you want to take the extra time and take the tag and use it as a template, then just by all means, whatever feels right to you. This is the easiest way for me to go about it. Okay, so now we have the pad part of the little tiny house junk journal made. I like this. This is really cute. You have a lot of back, when you count them front and back, there's a lot of pages here. Okay, so now we're going to set this aside for a minute. Move the cutting tool back over here. Right now, the cover, I wanted, this is going to be, this is my front cover, this is the back cover, and then I'm going to put this one on here, and I'm going to make it a little tuck spot. So I'm going to take it to the machine, and I'm going to sew it right, just the bottom, coming up this edge here and here, and then this is just going to be a little tuck spot there. I just decided, you know, I want to just have fun with this. Just, you can embellish yours however you choose, whatever looks good or you think is good. So that's going to be the start of that. And then to make these, as you can see, you see how it's wanting to curl. Okay, so to prevent that now, after I get this part here sewn on, then I'm going to glue this to a piece of cardstock, and I'm going to do the same thing with this, and then that will, or I might sew around the whole thing. I think that's what I'll do. I'll sew around the whole thing. And so then that will give us the stability, and that will straighten up this page that is wanting to curl, since that's just a piece of plain old copy paper. So let me get that done, and then I'll be back, and then I'll show you how we're going to put the covers, and then we will, well, before I do that, let's go ahead and glue this. Okay, so we're going to need for this, we're going to need something heavy duty, so I would recommend using tacky glue. I don't know if the art glitter glue and whatever the other one is that's popular would work for this, but I do know that the tacky glue is definitely the one that will absolutely work. Okay, so I'm looking at this here, and I want to just, you need to make sure that this is perfectly even, and I can see that it's not, so I'm just going to trim down that a little bit. Okay, that's better. You can run your finger across it, and you can feel that it's smooth. And now we need to get a paintbrush. And so you can see just right here on this edge, we're not going to go down here, just right here, we're going to apply glue. I cleaned the tip and snapped that back on, so it was a little tough to get off. Okay, now be very careful with this. I really need to get another clamp. Hold on just a second. Okay, so put another clamp on that side. You want to make sure your pages are very tight and snug together. And if you see how I'm doing. And we're going to apply several layers of glue across here. Okay. Paper towel, paper towel. And you want to wipe off anything that gets on the back. Okay. And then just go across it again. It won't hurt to go down this side here. So I think I'm just going to take a little bit of this excess and go down the side here. There we go. And it's okay if any little cracks and crevices it's getting into, that's good. You want that to happen. So I've made hollow book safes, keepsake journals for years, and I had another Etsy shop that I used to sell them in called My Secret Compartment. And so this is what I would do. And I actually used to open up the pages and would make sure that glue was getting down in between the pages, because in that case I did not want them to come apart. And I've never had a customer come back and say that their book came apart. And the ones that I've made and have here on hand in my house never came apart. Okay, so this is going to dry. And again, just wipe around that outside edge, front and back. Get off any glue that might have seeped out. And as you can see now, see how it's fanning open like that? Okay. So now we're going to take a little baby piece of wax paper, and we're going to put it around that edge, and we're going to put a clamp there. If I can find the piece that I used the other day, there it is. That's all I need. This is more than I need, but I'm going to just tear this off. Okay, so now what we want to do is we're going to fold this over the edge. Now we're going to put another clamp. And the reason why I like to do this with the wax paper is because just in case the indentation that it will leave, it kind of just lessens that. You still may get a little bit of an impression from the clamp, but it's not going to be as much. So now this is going to hold those pages together, and then this will dry in about, I would say, 10 minutes. Then I'll come back, and then I'll just keep doing this, and we're going to do this 5 times. So you want to put glue, thin layers 5 times, and that will make sure your little pages will stay glued together. Okay. Now while this is drying, I'll just set it up there. This I have to go rinse off in a minute. So let's go back to the covers and let's work on that. So let me get the piece of cardstock. I want to use a really pretty cream colored cardstock. So let me get those out. I have a very nice heavy, let me show you. I don't know, let me see, did I put it over here? Let me see if I have it in my scrap area. And if I can get my hand on it, because I have so many scraps. And it is a wonderful, heavier, and I already took the cover off of the paper pad, so I don't know what the weight of this is, but I mean this is not your normal weight cardstock that we buy. Okay, so here it is. I mean this, oh, it's just beautiful. I mean, I don't even know what it's called. I don't know what the weight of it is because, like I said, I already threw away the packaging. But it is amazing thickness. So I have to find out what it was, because, and I bought it at Michael's of all things. So I said, man, I didn't know they had something so beautiful. So what would be the one that I would normally use? And it's that value pack, I think is what, $3.99 or $4.99. I don't even know how many sheets you get in that. Okay, so this is your normal thickness and weight. And then this is, I mean, it's just a nicer, I mean, you have to test it and in person to know what I'm talking about, to be able to understand. But this is like really thin, and this has got real nice body to it and a nice texture to it. So I think I want to use this. Let's make this really nice and fancy. Okay. And the one thing I did notice with this also is that I will use the cutting mat that I showed you that I just used, but I really need to use, I just don't want to get it out. It's too big. Okay, so let me get front cover. Bring it up here. And then I am going to get, let me see, if I had a paper clip, that's what I really need. Because I don't want a lot of bulk. I love that Lazy Susan. Oh, the 360. Goodness, 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 was that ever... that was a great buy. Okay, so I'm going to put it on this outside edge. Now, if you watched me do the comparison video with the different scissors and cutting mat tools, and I showed you this one. So this, what I love about this one is that it has the scoring, because this paper is so thick. Am I scoring, or am I scoring on my... am I scoring the paper, or am I scoring the tag? I don't know. Okay. So this is one you definitely want to use your scoring tool on first. To help the blade cut through this. Because it will still, see down here I didn't do it as many times, you still get the little whiskers because it's paper pieces, you know, because of the, that's just the, what will happen when you have a thickness like this. But it's just like, oh, it's just like, you know, bookboard almost. It's so wonderful. I just love it. Okay, so now that, and I just need to trim it a wee bit, but I'm going to do that with the scissors. Okay, let me make sure I have everything lined up. Okay, yeah, see I have it just a little bit below it. So I just need to raise it up a wee bit. Okay. Okay. Everything's lined up perfectly. I just want this to come out really nice. And these are the kinds of scraps you definitely want to save. This would be a wonderful backing for a magazine page or a book page. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to save this and put that for that exact thing. Okay, I love this. Just beautiful. Now, one thing I found out the other day, what was I sewing? Oh yes, the banner journal that said Hello Wishes. When I was sewing, because I think I used a piece on that, and buddy, let me, my poor little sewing machine, I was so happy the needle didn't break, because it was like, hello, what are you doing to us? This isn't the heavy duty machine. But my little brother runway, Project Runway. I mean, it did it beautifully. It was like, wow, it sewed through a lot of layers. So it was the paper bag, the collaging on both front and back of the paper bag, and those signature pages. And I mean, it went through it. It was really, I was like, wow, I was impressed. So I've been really happy with that little machine. Okay, so that's for the front cover. And now this piece is going to be sewn onto here as a little tuck spot. I think I'm going to bring this up. I don't know if I want to bring that up or down here like this a little bit more. I don't know. I've been, I think I'll bring it down here. Even it up with the bottom. And then bring that in a little bit. Yeah. Okay, because I still want you to be able to see that it's a tag there. And it's this is going to be a gift, you know. Okay. So that takes care of that. All right, now we are going to do the same thing with this one. All right, and then I'll sew them and I'll be back. Okay, so this one I did a minute ago is dried. And now what I've done is I just put a little bit more glue and just make sure it's smooth. And then just leave that. You don't have to use the wax paper anymore because the first layer is holding everything into place. You see there's no more gaps. So I'm just going to lay that down. And now I have put the cardstock onto the beautiful laminated little mini tiny house tag back. And then the little tiny house tag cover. And then I have the little miniature tag, and this is going to be the tuck spot. And so now let's think about and figure out what do we want to put on here in addition to all of this loveliness we have going on. And I thought I would use one of my lovely journal prompts. This is free to anyone who signs up on my mailing list at friendshipgardenjournalinglifestyle.com. The link is in the description below, the clickable link. And I give you a sheet every month and some other digital embellishments that you can use. And I always laminate. These are already been laminated on the front side. Same thing, printed out onto the copy paper and then laminated on one side, and I'm good to go. So I'm just going to cut this section off, and I'm trying to see where, how, why, to what extent do I want to do this. Okay, so I'm thinking since this, the wording here, I'm thinking, okay, I might be able to put it up here and still have it, or I may have it peeking out of the pocket. I'm not really sure because obviously these are bigger than this little mini tag. And I really like the cute border that I put on here. So I don't know, these may not work. Alright, so let's wait on that idea and let me think about maybe just use a little number label tag, you know, something along those lines. That could possibly, that could work. Okay, so now what we're going to do to attach the front and back cover to this, because I said we were going to do something a little bit differently than what you see normally done. And so what I want to do is put a nice piece of lace, probably I'm thinking more of maybe a crochet lace. I'm going to look through my stash, see if I can come up with a crochet lace, and then I will glue it to the inside here and the inside here, and so that will, you'll see the back of it here and the back of it here, and then the front piece will be here. Just it's not, you don't need a large piece. We're only talking I mean maybe ½ an inch piece is all we're going to be really needing. And then it's going to go on top of the cover here. Still wet. Don't touch that, Marsha. Okay. And then when you open it, so instead of, you know, it being glued to this, is going to be just glued to the lace, front and back, and then when you open it, you'll have the little cover that will have that pretty little lace piece. So that's my idea. So we'll see how that works. Just need a little bit. It was already getting tacky, so that's why you know, you don't really need to wait a long time in between the layers now. Just a few minutes is enough, is sufficient. And again, any of the extra, just come over and bring it down to this little edge here. Same thing there, just keep it smooth. Bring it down over here. It really looks nice. Trying to fill in all of these little crevices of the paper. And then I come in with the napkin. Got some glue on that. And then wipe this outside edge here. And wipe this outside edge here. And then it brings it back up to the top. And then just smooth that down again. Gently, gently, gently. There we go. Very good. Okay. I'm liking that. I need to go clean this brush before it gets too far away from me. Okay, so let me find the nice pretty lace I'm talking about, and I'm going to cut the length of it to this corner to corner. Maybe, I think ½ inch should do it, so that will allow me like maybe 1/8 of an inch glued down on each side, and then that little bit of 1/4 inch in the middle, just for the opening. So we'll see. Hopefully it will work. All right, so I've zoomed in so that you can see. So I'm just leaving enough room, as you can see, between the two so that it can open. And then I'm going to lay this piece right here on top, and I'm gluing it. I've cut it the width I want, gluing it here. You can glue it to the front or you can glue it to the inside. It's completely up to you. But I thought I would put another piece on the outside. And then now I'm taking a piece of canvas, and this is going to go in the center, and then this is what the actual little booklet is going to be glued to. And the canvas absorbs a lot of glue, so you need to be generous with this. And make sure you have it on the wax paper, and you want it, don't mash it down too hard so that it doesn't go through the little openings of the lace to your tabletop, but just gently. Obviously we want it to adhere. And before you add the booklet, make sure this is completely dry. You don't want them coming apart on you. Oh, it's going to look so beautiful. All right, so once it's dried, then I'll show you the end result. Again, see, this is already dried. Another layer. I already went and cleaned my brush. So what I'm going to do is just take a piece of cardstock. I don't know if this is cardstock or paper. and then just gently glide it across, smoothing it out, bringing any of that extra down into this corner part here. Just try to keep this top as smooth as you can. This actually works better than the brush. I like this better. And that can be thrown away. All these little scraps, and now do the same thing. Take your paper towel, just go across the back and wipe that. Go across the back and wipe it again. Okay, lay that down to dry. So I think that was the third layer, fourth layer. So I think I have one more layer to go, and then this will be glued together very, very well. All right, so, whoops, yeah, see, I'm trying to straighten that. Okay, so then this is going to dry. I'm going to let this completely dry, and then I'll be back in a flash. You won't even know I was gone. And then, oh, we're going to look at our adorable little tiny house junk journal notepad. Oh, this is so cute. I love this idea. And this hinge idea I got from another project that I'm going to make here with you. And I learned it from Jennifer Chamberlain. And so I am going to incorporate this hinge style into a lot of the projects that we're going to make here together, so that we can make lots of cute little booklets. So this is a great way to make a booklet, and I love doing the bookbinding method and adhering your pages together like this. And if you've ever watched Nick the Booksmith, you know she does that a lot with her books. And so that style, obviously, is nothing new. It's been around for a long time. But I have not incorporated it into a project before now, so I really like this. So as you can see, I'm just really wanting this to adhere to that lace really, really well. I know it will because I can feel it. I can feel the glue seeping in, and it's really doing what I want it to do, what it needs to do. So this is going to be adorable. You're gonna love it. I hope you'll make one. And I would love, if I've unlocked your creativity, I'd love for you to join my little creative community here, because I'm doing this channel for you, and it inspires me, and knowing that I'm inspiring others just, you know, brightens my day. So I would love to have you hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell next to it, and hit the like button so other people can find the video. That helps me to be found in search and lets me know that you liked it. So I'll be right back in a flash after all this is dried, and then I'll see what I can scrounge up to add to the front cover to dress it up a little bit more, and then figure out what it is I want to actually put in my little tuck spot that I made. So I'm going to go through and look through some of these embellishments that I laminated, pages and what have you, and see if there's anything in here that might go. And so the next little tiny house tag journal, junk journal, is going to be the children's storybook page. I told you that in another video. So we're going to save this for a future video, and just stick with this one that we're doing today using the digital printouts. And then I hope you'll get a laminator and do this laminating method. You can get one very inexpensively. Mine is the Scotch brand. I got it at Walmart, and I love it. So, and I always laminate on the 5mm setting. Don't use the 3mm setting. Use your 5mm setting, and it will laminate beautifully every time. So, all right, well, while this is drying, I will be right back. Okay, so now here is the front and back cover. And now our little pad is all dry, and we're going to glue the pad into this canvas and beautiful lace center. All right, so I'm going to fold it up like this so you can see exactly where I'm not going all the way to the end because I don't want it to ooze out too much. Just wiggling it back and forth. Okay, lining it up with the cover, lining up this back piece, pushing it down in there. I can trim this up later, nothing to worry about right now. I do just want to take it like this. Alright, and then now this is where you want your clamps again. So we're going to need, I think I'll use 2. I think I'm going to use this. Get a piece of wax paper again. I think I'll need a bigger piece than that. I don't want anything to ooze out onto this because I don't want the clamp marks showing up. Okay, so protect it first with the wax paper. Put this heavy piece of canvas over the top of that, and then see if I can get the clamp on here now. Nope, I think I'll have to use a clothespin. With the clothespin, I don't need that. Just want to make sure I'm using a stronger hinge on the clothespin. Okay. Looking good. Making sure I've got time to move it around. Okay. Looking in here, just looking in there, making sure it's pushed all the way to the edge. Okay. And the nice thing about this is that once you open it up, if you need to glue it again, you can just do it, you know, until you get it secure. But that should hold it really well because I've got it sandwiched in there really good. And so I will need bigger clamps, but if you have the bigger size clamp, obviously these are so small that I need to get the next size up from these. But I love this cover. I'm going to make something to go in here now. So while this is drying, and see, that's the beautiful thing about this too, with this laminating on here, a little bit of glue got on there. But all I have to do is wipe it off. I can get a damp cloth here in a minute and then just wipe that off. Isn't that beautiful? I love that paper. And this is so pretty as well. Okay, so I'll just set that there. And then let me see what would be cute inside the little tuck spot. Like a little journal card, I'm thinking. That's what I want. Something along those lines. So let's see. Something like that would be nice. Could either trim a little bit more off of there. Even something like this. Just square it up better. Put that in there. You could even put 2 things in there. Put both of these in here. And just have the 2 of those little journal cards in there. I think I like that. Alright. So now again, all I need to do is put a backing onto these. So I will do that with some cardstock. Move some of these things out of the way. Now with this one, I don't want it to be that heavy duty like I did for the cover. Alright, so what I'm going to do, first of all, this needs to be evened up a little bit. It's a little Alright, that looks better. I don't know if I want to take a little bit more off of here or if that looks okay for now. And something about this bottom piece. I don't really like that. Okay, I like that better. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and then just glue it straight to the cardstock. Okay, so this piece and then this piece. All right. Okay, let's ink the edges of this first. And we're coming up on 900 subscribers. I'll be doing another giveaway. So please like and share, invite your friends to come join us here and subscribe to this fun, creative community here so they can join us in the fun and unlock their creativity. And then when I reach the 900 subscribers, we'll be doing another fun giveaway. Needs to be a little darker on this darker color. Just pick it up. then I'll ink around the edges of the cardstock once I get these glued into place. Alrighty. And I think I'm going to leave a little bit of the cream colored border showing. I think that'll look nice. I like using the wax paper to hold it in place, and then that way if I use a paper towel to do this, then it's wiping off the ink. But if I do it with the wax paper and then come behind it with a paper towel, and then I can wipe off any of the excess glue when I can find where I put the paper towel, that is. Just buried underneath there, so I'll just get another piece. And I'll re-ink it if I need to. Just really like this technique of laminating one side. Just turns out so nicely. Now, since I've used magazine pages, then it cannot be sold, but I can use this to give as a gift, and I could use it in a giveaway. So I'm thinking I will do a giveaway also when I'm on my newsletter subscribers. I'm going to do that, so I will let you know when that's going to happen, but you have to be subscribed to my newsletter in order to get in on the giveaway. And I will be putting in several of these items that you see me here making on my channel for the newsletter giveaway. For my YouTube channel subscribers giveaway, I usually give a store credit to my Etsy shop. So that's what I will continue to do. Just really making sure I'm getting these corners glued down into place very well. I love this mat because it's just so lightweight, so easy to cut. A little bit more needs to come off. A little bit off the bottom. A little bit more off the side. A little bit more. If it doesn't hit this other ledge here, it doesn't cut it very good, so nice. Okay, that's turning out really well. Happy with that. All right, that's looking very nice. Okay, we'll go ahead and ink around the edges of this. Well, that's very pretty. I love orange. Orange is one of my favorite colors. Orange and green are my two favorite colors. So I love this orange and the orange blossom. I love country vintage look, farmhouse style. So this just is right. Up my alley of all the things I really like. Okay, looking good. So it's not ready to show you the journal yet into the part we just glued, but I will. That one won't fit. This one will fit. I have to take off the clothespins first, and then this one will fit in there. So there you have it. All right, so I will be back in a minute, and then I will take off the clothespins and see if I got enough glue on there. Just gonna take it off for a second. Seems like it's doing pretty good. See if that did anything or not, and then we'll look at the final reveal. Okay, so here is our final little tiny house junk journal booklet, all done. Notepad, and I just love how the cover turned out. It's very, very nice. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So it opens easily from the front, opens easily from the back. It's not quite dry, so I don't want to force it. Oh, there you go. Very nice. So it's going to be a beautiful little notepad, and it's a little tiny house junk journal tag booklet. I just love this thing. Just adorable. So I hope that you'll give it a try. I hope you'll make one, and you can also embellish this further if you wanted to, and put a little door underneath here, and you could put a little window here, but I just like it like this. I think it turns out really cute, very adorable. So I'm going to make more of these and use them as gifts, and I think it'd be great, and this is a fun way to use your digital kits, your book pages, your magazine pages, and laminating the one side, and I mean, you really, really get a nice professional looking finished product in the end that is definitely gift worthy. So thank you for being here with me today. I hope you will subscribe to my channel, and please head on over to my blog and sign up for my mailing list so that you can get in on that next giveaway as well and get your monthly free digitals. And that link is in the description below as well. And find me on Instagram. That link is in the link below. Link is in the description below. And the Facebook groups Markets of Sunshine and Junk Journal Junction. So stay safe, keep creating in the sunshine, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.